Hey everyone, it's Jason with Ingrain Woodworks. Going to be doing something a little bit different today. I have a customer who wanted an outdoor trellis behind their house. I told him it's not really what I normally do, but hey, let's give it a shot. For those of you that follow along, you'll see that this is a little different than what I normally do. My bread and butter is fine furniture, but I was raised in construction, so this is kind of getting back to my roots. The customer lives on a golf course and they wanted it to go in a space that's 9 foot wide. So I'm going to make the thing 9 by 9 by 9, and I think those proportions will look okay. I did use 2x8s at the top for the 9 foot span because I don't want it to sag over time. As you can see here, I used a paint can to kind of round off the design on these top boards, but I did have to kind of hand draw a piece of it myself. I'm going to cut these out and then I'll use the cutoff to finish out the other ones. I start the assembly here and I really didn't have a good plan. So what I tried to do here is I attached this and I said, you know what, I'll stand it up and put it all together while it's standing up. And about right here, oh, yeah, okay, bad idea. We're gonna do something different here. Okay. After my plan failing, or lack of plan failing, I went back to the drawing board and decided I'm going to build the two sides independently, and then I'll build the top, and then I will assemble them on site. In the middle of these, I want to build something for the vines to grow up because the customer is going to plant vines. So I'm going to just create this little middle thing for those vines to wrap around. Does anyone know what these middle things are called? Because I'm calling them middle things. I'm not much of a trellis builder. Anybody got a clue? Next step is going to be ripping these 2x2s or 1.5 by 1.5s to go on top of the trellis. One thing I did forget to mention is I did put a round over on pretty much everything on this just to prevent splinters and just to give it a very good finished look. For this entire project, I used just normal decking screws, and I didn't pre-drill anything except for these top pieces. Because of their size and because I'm drilling pretty close to the end of them, I did pre-drill all of my holes to prevent them from cracking on the end. One last touch for these is these braces that I made, and I just drew these from scratch and just got the idea from a Pinterest picture. I'm used to building stuff in my shop on tables, and building this on the ground, bending over, squatting, this was very, very humbling. I am so out of shape, and I am exhausted after building this project. Per usual, forgot to hit record. We did dig holes for these. We marked them out, and we will cement this into the ground. I got my buddy here to help me lift this. Came into this with not a great plan, but we figured we could wheel our way through it, and that's what we did. Once we get these two into place in the holes, we decided to just lift the top piece up as high as we can get it, and I'll put in a temporary screw that we can pivot on, and we'll get everything kind of up, and then at that point we can do all of the leveling and the adjustments. Keep in mind, this is the first time this is ever assembled. So as you can see here, I'm going to have a clamp to kind of squeeze these two posts together because it didn't quite fit like I wanted it to. I'm using big, giant 4-inch fasteners for this. They require a T30 bit. There's many different brands like GRK or some of the others, but I didn't want to do carriage bolts, so I decided to do these big fasteners. Here's where my construction experience comes in. First of all, dry pour your concrete. Don't mix it wet. It doesn't hold. You can let nature do the rest when you're done. I'm gonna make some bracing here, level off, and attach the bracing to hold it in place. For those of you that want to argue, when you put dry concrete in the hole, it's gonna help hold the post into place while you're working. If you mix it wet, it's gonna slosh around and it's not providing you any support at all. Mix it dry, get everything supported and braced, and then you can wet it afterwards if you'd like to. What a beautiful day to install this, and how awesome did this thing turn out. Like I said, typically I'm a furniture builder, but this was really cool. This was really fun. If you like this, please subscribe, please comment, please like. I may do other projects like this, but this one I really enjoyed.